We're gonna make 3 days out of this adventure, fishing our way across the state of Florida. So our adventure is gonna start in Fort Pierce, locking our way up to Lake Okeechobee, catching a few bass, finishing up at Pine Island. Pretty cool trip we've got planned. We're going across the state by boat through the inland waterways.
The Okeechobee waterway.
It's called the Okeechobee waterway. I should know that, but I'm new to Florida, so I don't really know that. Florida is a pretty diverse state. It has some really unique features. It has the Atlantic Ocean on one side of it, the Gulf of Mexico, and then, you know, all the way down at the tip, it's got the Florida Keys. So we're gonna try to catch snook today, bass tomorrow, and redfish on the third day. Since I've moved here to Vero, got some pretty interesting friends, and Monty Peters is definitely one of them. So I got a couple lighter rods and a couple heavier rods for today's outing. Monty and I met bass fishing on Lake Okeechobee. Quickly, you know, grew into really good friends.
The hole is right, see that dead branch right there?
Yeah.
That's the first hole, is right by that dead branch.
He and I one night were talking about different options and thoughts of things for us to do, maybe do a show around. And as we kind of brainstormed, we came up with this crazy idea: why don't we make a trip by boat across the state? So our adventure is gonna start in Fort Pierce. We are going to work our way by boat to Lake Okeechobee, catching a few bass, and then leaving Lake Okeechobee by boat, working our way across to the west coast of Florida, finishing up at Pine Island, and we're gonna be catching trout, snook, bass, redfish. I don't know what kind of slam we're gonna end up calling this, but hopefully by the end of this trip, we've come up with something.
Little guys. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a decent fish, man.
There we go. Monty, this is the start of our adventure across the state.
Catching fish on the east side, the center, and the west side.
You know, before I moved to Florida, I'd never really had the opportunity to do much snook fishing, and now that's quickly becoming one of my favorites. Do you see as many when you're fishing on the West Coast?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the West Coast population is susceptible more. Ooh.
There you go. Come on. So what kind of drag you fishing on that? Did you get him out?
Yeah, I got
it.
it.
You got him out. Good job, buddy. A little bit better fish still.
As I was saying, I think the stocks on the West Coast are a little more susceptible to freezes. I mean, these fish here, you know, the proximity of the Gulf Stream keeps the water warmer here. Yeah.
Getting a little bigger. Nice work. So Fort Pierce has an inlet. There are a lot of larger fish that come in and out of that inlet. Certainly the snook. Got him?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Good one.
Yeah.
Coming at you.
Nice snook.
Nice snook?
Yeah.
Well, you said we're gonna throw one more in here. Nice job. Good snook. That snook's lucky that we're going to Okeechobee today.
he's extremely lucky.
Yeah, he's lucky we're going to Okeechobee. Best one so far. Good job. Before I moved to this area of Florida, I didn't really know much about snook fishing. You know, to be honest with you, it's become certainly one of the target species that I'm fishing for in this area. Got him? There you go, Monty. Is it a netter?
Yeah, marginally, yeah, I think it is.
Look how much darker these fish are
Yep,
than what
up
we were
here.
catching this morning.
Yeah, yep, up here in this fresher water.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Still not the one we're after, but... So not only do we have all these very productive mangrove lines out of Fort Pierce, mangrove edges, we have a lot of bridges and docks that provide that extra structure and habitat for the snook and the trout and the occasional redfish.
Oh, it's a big trout.
What do you got, money? Really? Hold on, let me get the net.
Trout.
Huh?
Nice trout.
Nice trout?
Yeah.
Wow. Nice job, buddy.
It's a good one.
Nice job, buddy. Wow, he's got a pair of chompers on him. These fish are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you know, this is another thing that I wasn't used to catching is trout.
Yeah, there are a lot of.
You know, well, at least not saltwater trout.
Right.
But it's 12:15. We got to roll.
We got to get going.
Yeah.
The obsession of Carter Andrews is brought to you by Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. Nissan, innovation that excites. Mercury Marine, go boldly. Yozuri, fish the best. Costa, see what's out there. And by Shimano.
We'll fish for about another 30 minutes. Part of our preparation for this trip was just to see what the timing of the locks are. The last thing you want to do is miss a lock and get stuck in the river. It's shallower. Well, you got yourself a big jack. I didn't even get my rod in my hand. When I was fishing in Louisiana with those guys, Mo said these are Cajun GTs.
Thanks, buddy.
There are 2 locks that we have to go through the first day. If we don't get through that last lock by 5 o'clock, we don't get to Roland Martin's. We're locking our way up to the lake today, so we've got 2 locks. This one more as we get to the lake. I've been through locks in a couple other places, but you know, just to give you a general idea, a lock is a way of getting up and down rivers or other bodies of water. You know, I don't know how much water goes in here. This is gonna be interesting. It looks like I can kind of see the level. Lake Okeechobee is about 11 feet higher than where we are on the coast. In order for us to get to that next level, we pull into a lock. They fill it with water, so we actually raise up 8 feet. They open the lock on the other side, and now we're able to run up the rest of the river to the next lock at Okeechobee. Now we're in Lake Okeechobee. Bass fishing. It was pretty fun to watch how the day materialized from the salt water and big center consoles burning past us and then getting all the way into Lake Okeechobee and their bass boats running around.
See the bulrush on the backside of that ditch that's got right there?
Everything has changed, and it was a progression throughout the day, and our species has changed. Are you just winding that thing?
I was just crawling it through the grass.
It's a different environment than what I'm accustomed to bass fishing. This is a lot of reeds and grass and lily pads. There he is.
Good one.
Yeah, buddy.
Good one.
Well, I'm glad that this worked out, that we got to do this afternoon, too. We made it through the last lock by 5 minutes. Got my largemouth. All right, hopefully we get an Okeechobee giant. Pretty special state that has fish that are growing, 12 months out of the year. That's why these bass get so big. There he is. There he is. Monty. This is gonna be fun.
Look at that little fatty. Nice.
Huh?
Nice little 3-pounder.
Perfect. Good stuff. Good way to, we've got 3 now. We're gonna spend the night. Lake Okeechobee at Roland Martin's. Where else would you stay on Lake Okeechobee?
Due to our time constraints.
Yeah, the lock situation today, after talking to the dock master here, I'm a little worried about it. Not only, and we have to be through the last lock, Franklin. Is it Franklin?
Yeah, I think so. 4:15, right?
4:15, not 5 o'clock, 4:15.
In lieu of this fog, Carter, we should probably start fishing where we left off, just to let some of this burn off a little bit.
You want to?
Yeah, I think it's smart.
All right, that's a good idea. There are a lot of different boating opportunities in the state of Florida, but to be honest with you, I think one of the least known is the Okeechobee Waterway. And for me and my friends that I told that I was going to do a trip, half of them didn't even realize you could do that, and the other half wanted to come on the trip. So, do you think we can go in there and work our way up that thing, or do you want to go down this side?
I want to just go around this point right here.
Okay. I've heard bass called a lot of different things, but when Monty came out with grass grouper, I thought that was pretty good.
There we go.
Oh, you're on, Monty! Well, that didn't take long. I just didn't even make a cast. There you go. Good boy.
Well, started off like it ended yesterday.
We're changing our morning schedule. Instead of running up north a little bit, we're gonna fish right here again. Fish what we fished last night.
There we go.
Oh boy.
That's a decent one. Not a monster, but
There you go, Monty. Good thing I brought you on this trip. Can you believe this? Snook yesterday, bass today.
pretty cool.
I love it.
That's pretty cool.
Huh?
It's pretty cool.
Lake Okeechobee for me is something totally different. It's almost perfectly round, and at first sight, there's very little character.
There he is.
Got him?
Yeah.
Good one?
Yeah. Certainly decent. Maybe not.
Get on this side.
Oh, it felt good.
But as you dig into it a little bit deeper and you get around the shorelines and you realize that there's a lot of different types of vegetation that are growing in the water there. Lake Okeechobee is known as, a place that produces a lot of giant bass. So like this Kissimmee grass on the outside here, I mean, should I be focusing on that or?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, good boy, Monty.
That's what it's all about right there, man. Yeah, we're probably about 20 minutes from the, probably about 30 minutes from the lock.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, we gotta roll. So as you enter a lock, you go in and it closes in front of you and behind you, and they pump water into it or pump water out of it. They'll open the lock at the other end, and we're level with the river. So the whole process could take up to an hour, maybe a little more than an hour. There you go. That's 2 lockfish. That's 2 lockfish. On the main engine, on the main motor.
Stealth mode.
That's the 2nd lockfish.
2nd lockfish. It's a pleasure to wait for the lock when you can catch fish while you're waiting.
So if we get to one of these locks and it's already closed, we've got to wait an hour. What if that happens to us twice? That's 2 hours. So I'm realizing that really planning this and making sure we get through the locks is critical. Well, we made it. And I can't wait to get to Tarpon Lodge. This is an historic lodge on Pine Island that presidents used to stay at.
The Obsession of Carter Andrews is brought to you by CV Boats, Lead the Way, Cuda Fishing Tools, Fierce, Tough, Proven, Ray Marine, Simply Superior, Traeger Wood-Fired Grills, Taste the Wood-Fired Difference, Power Pole, Shallow Water Anchors, Cobalt Tools, Power Forward, and by TH Marine. Additional support provided by the following brands.
Mon, you grab those lines. I think just the bow line, everything else I did getting fuel this morning. The area around Pine Island is pretty famous for red fishing. And Monty likes this. This is one of his favorite places to red fish in all of Florida.
The wind's setting up beautiful for this, man, for sure.
He'll drive over here to Pine Island and fish redfish before he'll fish them in Vero.
On the grass?
They're hunting in the grass, right?
Yeah, well, the redfish will roam around in the grass, but they still, they're good. They're a little bit of both. They're not like a snook. A snook is 100% almost an ambush feeder.
And now that I'm starting to see the lay of the land here, I kind of have a tendency to agree with him. It's beautiful water, beautiful mangroves, and I'm really digging this. Nice job, Monty. Huh?
Not sure exactly what it is.
It's big. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab the net. I hope you get to say that for me a little bit later.
Oh, I'm sure. I think it's a big jack, actually.
Well, he inhaled that too. Settle down, buddy. Oh, look at that. He threw it out for me. Good job.
Thank you.
Pine Island is not a little island. Pine Island's a big island, a lot bigger than I expected.
That one ate it, right?
Uh-huh, right?
Go figure that out, dude. Hadn't had an interested fish all damn day, and that thing comes out there and clobbers it.
Guessing it's about 30 plus miles long. Nice little snook. Look how clean, beautiful that fish is. And finally, not a big one, but I'll take it today.
Big for today.
Yeah. So I'm in these areas that I've known historically that I haven't really gotten to spend much time with. See you, buddy. So this is a new adventure for me. We've seen 100 of those today, Monty.
At least.
You know, the funny thing about this trip is when Monty and I were planning it and discussing it, the one thing that he was more confident in than any was catching redfish in Pine Island. Nice one. Good job, Monty. That's the
20
one.
20 pound. Oh, no. No.
Nice job, buddy.
No.
Huh?
No.
No what?
Quit jumping.
No what?
Quit jumping.
Monty, this is why you brought me here, I see. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't think it was gonna be this hard, Carter.
Yeah, but I see what it's all about. I mean, we just saw 3 or 4 dozen of these.
Get out of there.
And the one thing that we might come up a little short on is the redfish. Look at that.
All that jumping, I guess, got him finally. Nice.
Huh? Huh? Beautiful fish though, right?
Yeah, man. The fact that it was tough today makes it even that much better.
Don't have much to say, man. Long, tough day is what that was.
Yep, that thing's well deserved, I guarantee it.
Wow. Thank you guys.
Yep, it was fun, man.
Started in Fort Pierce 3 days ago, catching snook.
Yep.
And we're ending 200 miles away, Pine Island, the whole thing by boat. We call bass along the way in Okeechobee. Couldn't have thought anybody I'd rather do that with. Oh my goodness.
That's our red.
Huh?
That's our red.
Is it?
Yeah.
You got him?
Yeah, I got him.
Oh boy. Good thing you made one more cast. Hold on. Let me just to say we got our redfish.
Oh boy.
It's pretty funny to come to Pine Island and catch our redfish. Granted, we haven't had a lot of time. It's been fast and furious moving around. I said I'm gonna put the rod down. It might not be a big redfish, but it's a redfish. And that kind of completes our goal, what we set out to do. And I do like the idea of calling this the Cracker Slam. Look at the 2 little spots.
we came a long way to catch that redfish.
The Pine Island Red. Through the Okeechobee waterway, what an experience. Thank you. Getting to see the interior, not just seeing the interior, but seeing it by water and seeing how it changed from East Coast through Okeechobee and then to the West Coast. Might have been my first trip on the Okeechobee waterway, but it certainly won't be my last.